Welcome back to episode 37, and this is more of an update really on where things are currently at. The car's still at the paint shop and is due back around mid-October, all being well. I'll be working with Dennis at Classic and Retro Restorations to put it all back together, so I'm having to get everything ready so that nothing holds us up when it returns. There's quite a lot that I need to sort out and some items have a 12-week lead time, so I'm trying to get everything sorted in the hope that we can get the car ready for the new year. I'll be taking these radius arms to Dennis once I've cleaned them up and I'll get them restored properly. When the Mini comes back, it's going to be a tight squeeze as the car will share the garage with all the woodworking tools, so a few things are going to have to go so that I can fit everything in safely. The engine will be fitted to the subframe and the shell placed over the top, so there's a few things that I need to sort out with the engine so that it's ready to go in. When Paul built the engine, he fitted a few temporary pieces for testing purposes, and the plan was for me to swap them when the budget allowed, so I've been on with that the last few weeks. I swapped this heater take off as it had been known to fail quite drastically, and I fitted one from DSN Classics. Not sure what I'll do about controlling the heater yet, but I'm sure I'll figure something out. There's a few parts that I've taken to the powder coaters to restore. These brackets are in bad shape, but I managed to give the threads a quick clean and the powder coaters did the rest, and they look really good now. I also got them to powder coat the pedals and the pedal assembly. I recently repaired this in a previous video, but I wasn't happy with the hammerite finish that I applied, so I got them done properly. I got the subframe back as well. The original rear subframe was beyond repair and that needed replacing. Even though this is brand new, they advised to get these powder coated for proper protection. One of the toughest decisions that I had to make was with wheel choice, but I'm after the historic racer look, so it made sense to opt for the Rosepetals. Finding somewhere to fit the tyres though has been a bit of a challenge to say the least. The Minisport were able to take the wheels and fit a full set of the AO32R tyres, and they look really nice and I'm really pleased with them. I've had a few bolts on the engine to replace. As mentioned earlier, when Paul built the engine I was on a budget and I couldn't afford certain parts, so I knew I was going to have a few things to sort when the funds allowed, and that included fitting a few bolts with the correct length. I've used copper grease when fitting some of these on. I'm hoping that's okay, but by all means let me know if that's not advisable. I've also given the coil a quick clean and made sure that it's extra tight. Many years ago when I had a Mini in my teens, I lost one to fire due to a coil falling onto the engine and shorting out. I definitely don't want that to happen again. I must add though, my teen years wasn't the first encounter with a Mini. Here's me at 3 years old with my dad's Mini. I'm really not sure what's going on with the pants or the shoes. With the engine being stuck for a while, I give it a quick turn every few weeks just to keep things ticking over. After checking the torque settings, I fitted a set of clutch cover bolts to the engine, and there's a couple of other things that I need to add, like the slave cylinder and the breather as well. So fingers crossed that the car comes back from the painters mid-October and I can finally get to tidying up the house and start to fit all these parts.